So the Prince's Trust charity here in London has just come out with their most recent study and survey, and it says this, that the pandemic sinks the UK mental health to a new low. They basically have polled the young generation here from 16 to 25-year-olds, and they basically have concluded that they face disrupted education, a shrinking jobs market, isolation from their friends and loved ones, which means basically one thing, that they are losing hope for the future. And they went into the actual numbers and found that 26% of these young people are unable to cope with life, and that goes up to 40% for those that are currently not working or also not in education. And they do something called an emotional health score, and I'll post the graph in the link below. And they've been doing this survey since 2008. This is the lowest level on record. And it's basically a combination of how they feel about their confidence and how they feel about hope. And the score is now down to an all-time low of 56 out of 100. And it's the lowest, like I said, in the 12 years that they have been doing this study. This shouldn't be news to anyone here. We know what a struggle this lockdown is on the mental health for us adults. But to think about it from the children's perspective, I mean, my daughter's turning 17 in a few months. She can't go to school. She can't see her friends. She can't do anything right now. Her GCSEs were pushed back last year. She now doesn't know what's going to happen with her A-levels. She doesn't know if she's ever going to be able to get a job. These are very, very stressful and difficult times. And so when we're talking about the damage that lockdown itself does to the economy, maybe costing 500,000 lives, when we talk about the damage now to our health and the damage potentially from COVID, add to that now the mental health issues. And again, our younger generation are the ones that are going to pay for our retirements, pay for our health services when we get to be older. And right now they have no future. And it's very difficult to quantify the damage of that, but we can all see that it's severe. And these numbers show from the Prince's Trust that it is very severe. And yet, we don't have a metric every single day that tells us about the mental health damage for our children. We don't look at that number. We look at this one number over here, and we change everything about our society to try to lower that one single number. And I think it's important that we try to minimize deaths from COVID. But I think it's also important that we don't look at the long-term costs of this lockdown, and they're dire, they're severe. I'm about to take a taxi home tonight, and that driver is going to tell me I'm his only job of the day because I take one home every night, and they tell me that. This is my first or second job of the whole day. I've been driving around for 8 hours, Brian. I'm in the front of a taxi. I got nobody to talk to, but I'm sick and tired of being at home watching Netflix, and I don't know how I'm going to pay the rent. Like, what do we say to these people? What do we say to our younger generation? We have to give them hope. And again, one of the backbenchers who runs the COVID recovery group in Parliament the other day said, if you close down on a forecast, why can't you open up on a forecast? And all the signs are showing that we're having some success here. You got to give businesses and people a roadmap out. We must give people a schedule and a roadmap out. Otherwise, how can we ever expect to keep hope and also get our economy back on track? So please tell me if you think I'm wrong. Leave me your comments below. I think it's time for some new leadership. I think we need innovations. I think we need solutions as opposed to the same blunt instrument, also known as a hammer. And when all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. Lockdown's the only solution our politicians have. I don't think that's why we elected them. We elected them to innovate. Our great leaders in this country innovated. They had more than one solution. You're probably thinking of some of the ones that I'm thinking of right now. We deserve better. Londoners deserve better. And quite frankly, Britons deserve better. Let's make it happen. So again, leave me your comments below. As you know, my plan is to take London in a new direction. We have the best ideas out there of any candidate from any party. We put those into a detailed plan. It's all on my website. We are ready to execute on that plan following the May 6 elections. We just need you to empower us to take things to the next level.